and I want to help you with whatever you want to do in your life. If I said to you, I can make unlimited money and resources available to you, what would you do? What would you do with that opportunity? Right? Where would you go? What would you be running with? And if they say anything other than some version of, I would just do more of what I'm doing right now, I'm like, okay, you're connected with your passion. If they say, well, I would stop doing this and I would start doing that and I would, do this for kids or whatever, I'm like, okay, that tells me that chances are you are not in total sync with your passion. There to take it to another level.
So I want to throw back that question to you.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do with infinite resources and funding? What would you?
Oh my goodness.
What would you do with it?
Oh my goodness. Exactly what I'm doing right now. And I can say that from my heart, not because it is the right answer in this setting, because my passion is helping people to connect with their passions, helping people to discover their passions. I think one of the saddest things is for any of us to go through life. Yeah, you go to school, you get the degrees, whatever, you get a job, you're good at it, and then you die, you marry, you have kids, then you die, and you never truly connect with your passion, which I would also, from my belief system, say your passion is equal to your purpose in this life. And so many of us go to our graves and never, it's the saddest thing. Yeah, you were a successful supervisor in your department or whatever, but you never really found what you were passionate about. And to the extent that I can help people discover their passion and get on the road to making their passion everything that it can be for them. That's, for me, that's the greatest service that I could give to mankind, I believe, at this stage. So I'd be doing more of what I'm doing.
What about you, Mino?
I was just about to ask you the same question, but let me go ahead since you beat me to the punch. I think if I had unlimited money and resources, I would be in activism. I would probably run for president or something like that. Like, not necessarily because I want to be president, but because I feel that leadership in the Caribbean, in USVI, leadership in America, I don't feel like we have good leaders right now. And I feel that I could be the enemy. I think, so let me expound on what I'm saying here. I think a lot of politicians are worried about looking bad. They rather do short-term fixes instead of long-term fixes, because the long-term fixes might cause things to be bad at first before they start to improve. And what does that mean? Well, I'm not going to get reelected, because in the short term, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And so I'm not going to even do that. I'd rather do the short-term fixes, make everybody think I'm doing a great job, get reelected again. So I think I would be that politician who's willing to be the bad guy, willing to be, make them budget cuts, places people saying that I shouldn't, and stuff like that. But I think on a smaller scale, more so activism, because I want to improve the Black experience in America. In the Caribbean, even, as I said, I'm writing a book. My book talks about a lot of different things, mostly based on the Black Panthers, where they had public health services in their community. They had people trying to help improve the community. A lot of people don't know this about the Black Panthers. Their history is actually very different from what most people know about them, thinking that they were terrorists and all these kind of things. So that would be my passion. I would finish my book, and then I would immediately start trying to implement the stuff that are in my book into like real world scenarios. And even when we're talking about creativity in elementary schools and creativity in schools, immediately I started thinking of, okay, how can we do this solution? And I was, again, I think overall, I'm a solution-oriented person, and I like thinking of ways to solve problems and then implement those solutions. So I think that's what I would spend my life doing. Just somebody come to me with a problem, a macro scale problem, and I would work with a team and try to figure out that problem to help better mankind overall. I think that would be what I would do.
I like that. So for me, I've always wanted to build like after school centers, but huge ones, like that would encompass all ages, all grade levels, and still have a place to just relax. Because in my mind, if you put a place where children can still grow after school, it'll be good, especially for people that work 2, 3 jobs and they don't have the time to do homework with their kids. It would be a place for them to go do their homework, stay off the streets, make friendships, and do things with their minds beyond just being in the street, being in the road, being around the wrong crowd. And I found that my wife, surprisingly, also had the same idea as me. She told me one day, I was like, this is not your idea. She's like, yeah. And it's like literally almost the same idea that we had to build a center or like an after school place because she loves kids and I like kids too. And I like teaching. So I would do something like that in,
Yeah.
well, more so back home because that's where my idea started. But, all over the place, just build centers where kids can go after school to do homework, make friendships, learn to be creative, XYZ.
Yeah.
Would you say your passion is to build those things, or your passion is to implement things to help communities?
I would say more so the second one. But to answer your question, I don't quite know what my passion is. I was speaking to Nick after our meeting, and it's like he asked me what's my passion. And I'm like, I have no idea. I've always gone through life being good at whatever I tried to do. So I was teaching at UVI. I was great at that. I was doing port sampling with a private company. I was great at that. I did data analysis. I was good at that. So like, I felt personally like those were my individual passions as I went along my chapters of life. But the ones that really stand out would be data analysis and video editing. That's the things I like the most.
Well, guys, I have some good news. I'm offering my services to both of you to help you track towards discovering your package.
Mm-hmm.
And you will be eligible for my friends and family 2% discount on my regular fees. Just
That's
kidding,
good.
just kidding. Just appreciate it.
Thank you.